man finds a strange object in the forest, like an alien jelly-bodied creature. Suddenly, it fires strange steel needles inside and gives John a shot, and the hatchling goes straight to John's brain. From then on, he ate more than a dinosaur. A truckload of raw meat was no problem for him. John's body began to mutate. He saw his wife in the shower. When he saw his wife in the shower, the tentacles on his chest began to wriggle like crazy. But his love for his wife was too strong for him to do anything about it. John then moved on to his ex-wife. The ex-wife, who had a renewed love affair, found the pleasure she had been missing for a long time. John parasitized his ex-wife with a jellyfish larva. His ex-wife's appetite grew so large, she could eat a cow a day. Meanwhile, John's mutation got worse. His wife was horrified, but John lied about being stung by a wasp. Suspicious, his wife broke down the door of the secret room. When she entered, she was shocked by what she saw. There were animal carcasses and remains all over the place. She panicked and grabbed the phone to call the police. John appeared and pressed his wife to the ground, and then stretched out his tentacles to inject her with insect eggs. Luckily, the police arrived just in time. John rushed away, dragging his long arms with him. Then a large number of animals died at the ranch. At night, the police set a trap. They used an adult cow as bait. Soon after, John mutated into an octopus monster. Everyone's jaws dropped. With a wave of his little hand, the cow fell to the ground. His wife, who loved him dearly, tried to wake John up. All the police officers surrounded him. A hooded policeman stops him with his gun up and keeps calling him a disgusting octopus monster. John's small hand cuts the officers in half. In an instant, even the officers' organs fell out. John escaped at FTL speed while the police officers were shooting at him. Everyone followed him to a bamboo house. When they entered the house, they were shocked by what they saw. There was an 8-10 fat girl hiding inside. This 8-10 chubby girl looks like a wall. Up close, she looked like a cute little girl's face, but from a distance, she looked like a big ball of meat full of gas. When the rescue team arrived at the scene, the fat girl begged the police to give her 800 pounds of raw meat to quench her hunger. When all the officers were at their wits' end, the fat girl started to move her body forward. At this point, the surface of her skin began to tear. While the police officers next to her were dumbfounded, the fat girl's body instantly exploded. Countless slugs came out of her body and started attacking humans. The clever sheriff covered his and John's wife's mouths. This maneuver saved their lives. The rest of the officers, however, were overwhelmed by the slugs in no time, and then the bugs started running all over town. Annie was taking a bath at the time, unaware that the bugs had already entered her bathroom and were silently making their way into the tub. The bugs soon began to approach her. Annie's eyes open and she is shocked and falls to the floor. The slugs took the opportunity to get into her mouth. Luckily, she was able to grab the tail of the bug. In her mind's eye, she had a vision of a gathering of jelly-bodied creatures in ancient times. She pulled the slug out and threw it against the wall. She then grabbed a hair iron and turned the slug into carbonized jelly. But the rest of her family was in for a rude awakening. The jelly creatures have invaded their brains. Forced onto the roof, Annie jumped to the first floor and then rushed to her car. In her panic, she forgot her keys. In an instant, countless slugs surrounded the car. On the other hand, the dead police officers all came back to life. John's wife couldn't do anything about it. When the other policewoman was about to draw her gun, she was spat on by her possessed colleague. Her face instantly swelled up into a pig's head. The two of them were so scared that they ran away. Annie, who was trapped in the car, didn't know what to do with her family. The sheriff showed up just in time. Annie took this opportunity to escape and hoped that the sheriff would protect her life. But the townspeople are all possessed by jelly worms, and spit becomes their top secret weapon. They hide together in the car. The invading residents are in hot pursuit. On the way out, they are hit by a big car. At this point, the parasitized residents are approaching them. John's wife was carried away by the mutated residents. Only the sheriff and Annie survived the attack, and the zombies became obsessed with humans. The townspeople are being parasitized by alien jelly-bodied creatures. They took John's wife, and then the zombies began a bizarre display. They scrubbed John's wife clean, and in a matter of moments, they had her dressed in a gorgeous princess dress. John's entire body began to undergo horrific mutations after he was parasitized by the mollusks. John then used his ex-wife as a larvae incubator. After his ex-wife exploded into a meatball, the jelly worms began to ravage the human race. The townspeople were transformed into their current forms. When John's wife woke up, she was confronted with a wall full of photos of her husband and wife, and it brought back memories of her husband. When she went to the basement, she saw her husband. John's wife couldn't believe what she saw. John had turned into a big, slimy octopus. Then the octopus wrapped his tentacles around his wife and brought her to him. John's wife then tries to sensitize her husband so that she can find the right opportunity. Then she took out her weapon of defense and stabbed her husband while he was still alive. The octopus screamed in pain. The husband threw his wife a few meters away from him in excruciating pain. One time wasn't enough. He rolled her up and threw her again. Just in the nick of time, the sheriff arrived just in time and was about to pull the grenade pull ring. The tentacles of the octopus knocked him out and then gave him another hard blow. The sheriff flew 8 meters away, but then the tentacles came back and stabbed into the sheriff's body, ready to suck out his essence. The wee sheriff grabbed a tentacle with one hand and picked up the gas canister with the other hand, then connected the tentacle to the gas canister. Under the pressure of the gas canister, the gas entered the octopus through the tentacles. At that moment, John's wife pulled the trigger and the bullet hit her husband's abdomen. Instantly, the belly of the octopus began to explode. With fire shooting out in all directions, the octopus turned into ashes. At this moment, the parasitized residents all came to their senses. This is the 2006 American horror movie Slither. A man is parasitized by an alien creature and is mutated. The man turns his ex-wife into a petri dish for the alien creature. The ex-wife turns into a giant meatball, explodes, and a massive amount of extraterrestrials come out of her body. The creatures take over the town and bring the man's wife back. The man's wife and the sheriff ended up blowing the man up. This story tells us, don't be curious to touch unknown things, or you will be infected with a virus and become an ugly monster. I'm BullDog Movie. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.